My first few years in China were very interesting. I was always assumed to be Russian or German. And when they found out I was American, they were very surprised. But I had a good time. Got to meet tons of people. And it was always intriguing. One day, I met a guy who said he was a former Chinese general under Chiang Kai-shek. Now, we're talking about pre-communist revolution. We're talking about the mid-40s. And he said, I worked for Chiang Kai-shek, and he gave me his bank account where on March 3rd of 1933, he put $333 million in a bank account in Kansas City. And here are the bank account numbers, and here's all the data and information. Can you help me track it down and see if we can get it back? And I'm looking at him going, okay, I'm a missionary in China. I am not a bank accountant. I'm not a businessman like that. I had no idea what this guy was talking about. So I did a little research, and I found out there were tons of these stories all over China. There were one or two that had actually resolved in the money being returned. They almost always involved very heavy, intensive conflict with Taiwan and the US. One incident involved 22 people being killed, which made me not want to go. There was a guy called the Gray Wolf from Taiwan that killed all the ones that were trying to get the money, because Taiwan claims that the money that came out of China was really their money, and China claimed it was theirs, and America claimed, I don't know what America claimed. And I'm sitting there going, what in the world am I supposed to do? So I get back to the States, and in my home church in Colorado, I run into this guy named Leroy, and he's a Navy SEAL. Now he's about 35, 40 years old, so he still looks great. He's in good condition. He's building houses. He's brilliant. He's amazing. And I realized in the last year, he has spent $180 million in taxes. I said, maybe this is the guy I should ask for some advice from. He's done enough business that he might be able to advise me. So I went to Leroy and I said, Leroy, here's the situation. I told him the story I just told you. And I said, what should I do? And he looked at me and he said, you need to do one thing. You need to develop your crest. I go, crest? What are you talking about, crest? And he goes, do you remember the old King Arthur movies and, the British knights in fighting armor and shiny armor? They all had crests on their shields. Their shields showed their family crest. He said, Finn, what's your family crest? And he said, you need to think through, who are you? What is your crest? What are you going to stand for and live by? What are your values? And I spent, thank you, Leroy, you really messed up my life. 2 years I spent trying to figure out, reading through the Bible, studying everything I could, what would be the things that I would stand for, that I would want on my family crest if I was to do a crest like the old British knights used to do. Well, I came up with it. Fear God, respect man, stand firm. Fear God, respect man, stand firm. Every decision I make, every major decision, I wish it was every decision, every major decision I make is based on those three questions. Am I fearing God? Am I respecting man? Am I standing firm? Thank you, Leroy. Best advice I got during those early years in China. The crest. What's your family crest? What's your personal crest? It's important. I took 2 years to figure it out. Thank you for being here.
question. What happened to the $330 million?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, there's a lot of stories with that one. I met with the congressman from the 5th District here. I met with CEOs. I met with people that were going to bring me to George Bush Sr. at the time to get approval, to get the money out. I just stopped pursuing it. I got out of it completely. It wasn't in my crest. It didn't make sense. And when I heard the gray wolf or the gray ghost from Taiwan had killed 22 people from China who had tried to get money out of another one of the generals, Taiwan wanted all the money. America wanted all the money. China wanted all the money. I ain't going to win that battle.